If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Okay. First off, welcome everybody to the 2022 not Catbackers, I guess it's the
Christian Internet Sports.
Christian, thank you, Dennis. No audio, Dennis, or no audio? Hold on a second. We're still doing some technical adjustments here, but anyway, welcome everybody to the 2022 Christian Internet Sports Network Pairing Show. I'm Jeff Dillon. I'm here with Dennis Harding and Kevin Webb and Terry Anderson and Ray Decker's here with us. Although we haven't given Ray a microphone yet.
No, Ray's in consulting
yes.
only.
He'll correct us if there's any mistakes we make.
We're coming to you from Terry's shed, which is more like a home away from home. So complete with bathroom and every power tool imaginable to man. So anyway, good evening, everybody. Before we get started, I want to say hello to
Primer.
Yeah, Dan. Dan, yes. Quit texting me. So there you go. There's Dan's shout out for tonight. Maybe later we'll get him in. On the show we'll have obviously the pairings, and we'll go through each one as they come out. And after probably in between the third, maybe 3A and 4A, we'll try to get a hold of Coach Reentz and get him on the phone. And
yeah, because he's not busy.
And give him his thought. Well, I'll call him until he answers. It's usually how it happens. And then later on, hopefully they figure out when the Wilmington game will be next week. And we might hear. I don't know if we'll be able to find out. Braidwood and Coal City. I don't know if we'll find that information out as far as when and who they play next week. Well, we'll know who, but
yeah, we'll know
next
who.
week.
We'll go through. We'll break down all the pairings from 1A all the way to 8A.
So in the meantime, thoughts tonight, Kevin?
It's an exciting time of the year if you're a high school football fan. So it's always fun to see who we're going to play, and if we get to play someone we've played in the past, or if we're going to get someone new we've never heard of. And we were throwing it around earlier. There's a bunch of different possibilities of who we're going to play all over the state. So it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, and it looks like Wilmington will go to A again this year from everything we're seeing and the predictions we've seen out there. So where the rest of the conference is all going to be up in 3A. Lyle made it in last night with a win over Piatone. Piatone's in, right? Coal City.
They'll be in 4A, though. Coal City will be in 4A.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, also a team that we used to play, Seneca,
made
it in this year. They're undefeated, and looks like they'll be 3A.
Yeah, they were
kind of
on the border most of the year, 2A and 3A, and it looks
Right.
like they're going to get pushed up to 3A. So,
but we'll see officially when those pairings come out. So I don't know. Terry's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs here. I don't know which one to look at. Tell you the truth.
Well, we got baseball. We got football. No,
No.
you don't.
No.
We'll say one thing that, and I don't know if it's ever happened before, a 4 and 5 team making it into the playoffs this year.
yeah, it's a large team. So,
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with the 8-man football, and that's 30-some teams they've taken out of the pool. And that might be something that'll adjust as the years go on, and we might have different classifications and stuff. And when you're used to being a 2A team, maybe you might end up being 3A because the smaller schools will be the 8-man teams.
Yeah. And then we'll see probably an 8-man tournament, I suppose. IHSA will have to do something with that.
They have one now, but it's
Yeah.
just not sanctioned.
It's not
but
sanctioned, right.
I don't know if they're going to have it this year or next year. I think they're going to start sanctioning it.
I thought I saw on their website they had
Yeah.
something where they're going to do. They're not sanctioning it, but they do have some on the website
Yeah.
about 8-man football.
Yep.
So
Unfortunately, that's looking to be the future for a lot of these smaller schools.
yeah.
And we're just looking around the state this year. How many teams had to forfeit so many games this year and couldn't even field a team. A team we used to play in the past, Sandwich, they just abandoned their varsity season this year. They got 650 kids approximately and can't field a varsity football team.
Yeah.
So it's a reality in football right now. So we're hoping we're very fortunate here in Wilmington because it has not hit us. We're still very very into football here, and people, the kids want to come out and play, so that's good for us.
Yeah, the whole area really is still.
Yeah.
The kids are still into football and going out for football at the high school, even the youth level.
Yeah, they got good numbers down there too.
Yeah. So.
Like Westmont, they canceled their season and then they brought it back.
Yeah, they played like 4 or 5 games or something like that.
They were an at-large team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some of the forfeitures this year were a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
Unprecedented, I guess is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seneca got one from Watsika. They had played the week before and then said, "Hey, we're not healthy enough to play our varsity contest."
And then they played later on that year, so it's almost like they
that was a little
handpicked. Well, Seneca's really good, so we're not going to play them, but Dwight's down this year, so we're going to play Dwight. We'll go ahead and field the team that time.
The Sonic is an interesting. They're 9-0, but they're interesting. Season. They had an interesting season, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't look at their record, but I think they only played one team that had a winning record this year.
Yeah, their conference was overall down a little bit this year.
Yeah.
I think Iroquois West was pretty good in their conference, but other than that, Clifton, I think they played Clifton too, and they made the playoffs. So they might have played 2 teams with winning records, but that's normally a pretty good conference. But this year it just seems to be down a little bit, top to bottom.
I know that's something like Coach Reentz was talking about at Catbackers about how he was really against districting and getting assigned teams, and now he's like, it's so hard to find a game. I'm fine. Let's assign me teams. Assign me teams to play.
Yeah.
We keep joking about it, next year if we can't get a game for week 2, which state we're going to go to. And the Catbackers, we're rooting for a Florida trip.
Yeah,
so
Florida.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. Towards the in the middle of October would be nice.
You don't want to go there in August, that's for sure.
Right.
So some of the area teams that made it, Morris looks like they're going to be probably maybe 5A.
They're going to be right on the bubble, 4A, 5A. So
they had a good season this year.
Yeah, they got beat by 2 really good teams. Sycamore's undefeated, and so is Richmond Burton. So I think Sycamore is a 5A school, I believe, and Richmond Burton will be 4A.
The 4A bracket's tough.
Yeah, especially the North. Yeah, that's
4A. 3A is going to be tough too.
Yeah. Well, you get into the playoffs, they're all kind of tough. You never know. There's a few undefeated teams in 2A, even where we're going to be, and you just don't know how good those teams are because you're just going by, they played a smaller conference, but they could still be very, very good. So, like Maroa Forsyth, a couple weeks ago, they beat Williamsville pretty badly, and that's who we beat in the state championship years ago, and that's their only loss of the year. So, and they're a solid 3A team, so they may be better than we think. We don't know.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Some of the games should have some really good games, I would think.
Yeah. Well, and you got some of the teams this year with all the 5 and 4 teams making it. There's some very LaGrange Park Nazareth Academy. They're a 5 and 4 team in 5A, and they could possibly make a run and win the whole thing. They already beat Kankakee, who was one of the top-ranked teams. They beat some 8A schools. I think they beat Marist. I think they just beat Lyle Bennett. So they play a really big schedule. So a team like that's one you got to watch with a 5-4 record.
Yeah. So who else in the
area?
area
Well,
anyway? Kevin mentioned Kankakee.
Like, I know John goes through when he says the area, we go Will County, whatever around. We got Lincoln Way, right?
Lincoln Way East, yeah.
They made it. I'm gonna scroll through all these.
We got Lockport. Lockport made it. Providence made it. Joliet Catholic made it.
Lamont.
Minooka made it. Lamont. Plainfield North. Yeah. And in our conference nationally, we had a nice.
There's some that didn't make it though this year.
Bishop Mac.
Bishop Mac didn't make it. Yeah.
Montini.
Right, they didn't make it. And we had, out of 8 teams, we had 5 teams make the playoffs this year, which is really good for our conference. So we'll be in 2A, Coal City will be in 4A, Piatone, Lyle, and Reed Custer will be in 3A. So hopefully we can get some teams to root for quite a few weeks here out of our conference.
Yeah, well, that's why we ended up with 40 playoff points, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Marengo made it in. That was our first game of the year. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got, Dennis?
What else do I have? Well, I don't really have too much. The problem is they've locked the site down so much, it's hard to find any kind of information on even other teams. I know we had talked about, like, just going through who Wilmington might see first round, and there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
I know one thing I saw has Wilmington, where is it? Westville, first round. Wilmington being a 3 seed. We'll see, because I know there were some games this afternoon. I don't know how that altered that. I think that was from last night. So,
I've seen
there were a few games today.
What's the school out south in
Mendon Unity. They're
Mendon
down in
Unity.
kind of in the Quincy area.
Yeah, I've seen that, and Chicago Christian too. I've seen.
Because they were ranked in 1A all year, and they got bumped up. They'll probably be the biggest or second biggest team in 2A, smallest team in 2A now.
Yeah.
I know one thing that happened at the end of last year. The HSA said, "Hey, we're changing the seating, because originally it was for only 7 and 8A, where they did 1 through 32. So they said we're going to do 1 through 32 for all the classes. Well, then with the rise of gas prices, the HSA has rescinded that now, and I think they're still doing it for 7 and 8A because they're all within the Chicagoland area pretty much. So they're going back to the not quads, but splitting the state in half.
1 to 16.
1 to 16, and it's the thing is always the weird thing is you look at them when they release the maps, you wonder how did they decide to draw the line in that direction rather than this direction?
Yeah. I know they used to do it with that way, and they tried to do it by so many miles. And they probably still look at that somewhat, say, okay, even though this team probably shouldn't be a northern team, if we put them in it and move it a little bit, all the rest of the games will be closer. So I think that's got to be a lot to do to try to figure that out. It'd be a lot nicer if it's just 1 to 32. It'd be easy for everybody, I think.
Right, yeah. Versus, when they did the quads. Well, I remember one year they did quads, and then they drew to see what quad played what quad, and then and that was all. This is getting overcomplicated.
Yeah.
Seems like about every 3-4 years they readjust it and change it just to keep us on our toes, so we don't get too familiar with it, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Well, you can't. It's virtually impossible to.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah. In a perfect world, they'd have everyone set up where the 1 to 32 is, that hopefully the 2 best teams would play in the championship versus playing in the quarterfinals or something like that. But it's just really hard to do.
Yeah. It's very hard to do. All right. Well, what time is it?
We are about 3 minutes until 3 minutes until we start getting hopefully the 1A pairings released. Actually, at 8:03 they're going to be released. So the playoff pairing show starts at 8, and we're going to be watching that and coming, kind of trying to decipher things for you. We have a lot of high school football knowledge in this room. So
a little bit, yeah.
Well, we think anyway. All right, so let's take a break. I'll play a couple spots for John.
Spots.
John,
no music.
By the way, John. Yeah, I know. I had music queued up, John, but Dennis put a kibosh on it. He said you were going to get fined $3 trillion
if
or
John
something.
doesn't license that music, you can't play it.
So anyway,
I don't want you getting a strike on your channel.
Speaking of John, he's not here in case anybody.
No, we're supposed to call him too. Remember, you had offered to call him.
Yeah. I am calling him right now. John, hello. Hopefully he's listening. He should be getting out of his volleyball games about now. But anyway, hope you're having fun, John, and we'll try to hold the fort down. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes and get to the actual pairings.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's Q-U-I-G tech.com. On Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
All right, we're back, and it looks like the IHSA show is getting ready to start. Terry's got it up on the middle big screen.
Yeah, I like the intro there. A lot of Wildcat highlights there.
Was I didn't notice.
From the state final game.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
I thought I saw a pass in there too. No, I'm kidding.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That was Dennis Harding that said that.
Yeah,
It wasn't
Ray-
us. So.
Ray
definitely
Decker grabbed the microphone from me.
Yeah.
Oh, Class 1A bracket getting ready to come up.
So here we go, and we're off, folks.
So number 1 seed Leno Wenzel will take on Chicago Richards. Number 8 seed Midland County Co-op against number 9 seed Stark County. Number 4 seed Fulton against number 13 seed Aurora Christian. Number 5 seed Awan Weathersfield against number 12 seed Rockford Lutheran.
One thing that pops out to me real quick is Rockford Lutheran actually plays in the same conference with Byron, Stillman Valley, and all this. They play a pretty solid 3A, 4A conference. To drop down to be 5 and 4, they could make some noise.
Yeah.
Although Lena Winslow, I hear, is supposed to be
yeah.
they're supposed to be the team. So.
All right, we'll wait here for the other side of the bracket.
And it's also kind of funny to see Aurora Christian is in there, too.
Yeah.
They're
We've
back in
had
there,
them.
right?
All right, so the other side of the bracket, number 2, Hope Academy against number 15, Corliss. Number 7, Peru St. Bede against number 10, Foreston. Number 3, Ottawa Marquette against number 14, Morrison. Number 6, Iroquois West against number 11, Dakota. So, some interesting
Familiar
matchups
teams.
there. Yeah. I'm just glad I'm able to say all the names. We'll see how this goes as the night goes on.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of these co-ops get a little complicated.
I know Hope Academy, they play a lot of bigger schools, too. They play some of the Catholic League schools, so they could be a team to reckon with as well.
All right, so number 1, Ridgeview Lexington up against number 16, Madison. Number 8, Red Hill against number 9, Salt Fork. Number 4, Tuscola against number 13, Brown County. And number 5, Route Catholic against number 12, Villa Grove.
Where's Route Catholic, Kevin? You
That's in Jacksonville.
It's in Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville School.
Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah.
That's who we're playing.
That's where we're playing first game next year? Okay.
Right. So if you have Villa Grove, that's down south, right?
Yeah.
Between here and U of I, or whatever, Eastern.
Yeah.
All I know, I remember driving through it coming home from Eastern. So,
you
okay,
go,
we got
Dennis?
the other half. Number 2, Camp Point Central against number 15, Dupo. Number 7, Cesar Valier against number 10, Central A&M. Number 3, Greenfield Northwestern against number 14, Calhoun. And number 6, Cumberland against number 11, Rushville Industry.
And I can honestly say I don't know anything about any of those teams.
No,
so.
I
Yeah,
can't.
me neither.
Same here.
Recognize the names, but
Yeah, that's about it.
as
So you
far
see
as it
some
goes.
of them in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, familiar names.
Yep,
But I guess after you've been following the playoffs for as long as we have, it's
sure.
Get the Lena Winslow Panthers being.
Yeah.
They were there last year. They played the game before us,
Yeah,
correct?
they
Right.
won it last year.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have a couple of really big kids. For being a 1A school, they're probably 250 kids, and they got a couple big kids that are supposed to be getting looks at by some of the bigger schools in Iowa and stuff like that. They're always really, really good. So and they're just showing Colfax, Ridgeview. They've been undefeated all year and been winning pretty big. But it's fun to watch some smaller schools play too. It's usually they kind of run more offensive. Sometimes they throw the ball, but a lot of time it's a lot of running the ball.
Yeah,
You got limited kids and
The option. So yeah, well they got some nice turf field there.
yeah.
A lot of them turf field.
Yep, that seems to be the wave of the future, doesn't it? I don't think we'll see that in Wilmington, but
oh, you never know.
we get to play on it, 3 – we played up in Lisle this year, and we played in Reed Custer with their new stuff, so we had to
2
play a
times
couple
this year.
times on it,
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to play at least one more time on it, so that'd be nice. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here we go. The Class 2A
Here's
bracket
2A.
coming up.
I'll do this one. Okay, in the 2A bracket, we got number 1 seed Maroa Forsyth versus Chicago North Lawndale, 8 seed Farmington versus El Paso Gridley, number 4 Rockridge versus Sterling Newman Catholic, and number 5 Aledo Mercer County versus Bloomington Central Catholic. So that must be that's the North version or the South version? Probably North, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know North Lawndale's a Chicago school, and
Newman.
we've played Farmington before in that group. We've played Rockridge before. We've played Newman Catholic.
Yeah.
So
Have we played Bloomington Central Catholic?
not that I can remember.
Okay.
So we should probably be in the next go around here, I think. But yep. Okay.
Yep.
So in the next side of the bracket, we got Bismarck Henning playing at Westville, and then you got Knoxville versus Minden Unity. Wilmington will be the 3 seed and will be playing Palos Heights Chicago Christian, who we have played before.
Yep.
And number 6, Tri-Valley, who we played last year, will play against Clifton Central. So looks like we'll get Chicago Christian, and we'll get to play if we can win that one, we get to play the winner of Tri-Valley or Clifton, teams we've played before. So looks like a decent draw for us, though. In the next, this will be the South bracket. It's Decatur St. Teresa versus Chester, White County versus Athens, Pana versus Auburn, and North Mac versus Fairfield. Decatur St. Teresa is the only team out of that was undefeated. They're 9-0, and they've actually been ranked, I think, number 2 most of the year in 2A until we got beat, so then they went to number 1. So they've been the number 1 ranked team. Supposed to have a pretty good squad.
Yeah, a lot of talk about them.
So none of the, and then this is the last bracket in 2A. We got Johnson City at 9-0 versus Flora 5-4, Vandalia 7-2 versus Ala 7-2, Shelbyville at 8-1 versus Belleville Althoff Catholic at 5-4, and then Redbud 7-2 versus Nashville at 7-2, which is who we beat in the championship game last year. So they made it back in again. So I think it's kind of about what we look like. I know Chicago Christian was one of the teams we thought about probably having a chance to play.
Yeah, that was one of the ones.
You said they're Palos Heights, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Palos Heights, yeah.
We've played them at least once, if not twice, in the playoffs. I know once for sure.
Once for sure. Probably played them, a couple times on baseball that I can remember.
Yeah, I remember playing because their field, I remember their baseball and softball field ran together. We had a game plan. If you hit the ball too far in center field, it would actually go into the softball field. But yeah, we'll get to play them. They'll be coming to Becker Field at Reen Stadium the first round, so that'll be good to see this next weekend.
So really quick, I'll go over Palos Heights, while they're talking to some, going through the bracket, kind of highlighting. We'll go over Chicago Christian's season. They started out with a win against Chicago Sullivan, 19-0. Then they played Ottawa Marquette, and they lost to them 41-0. They played Riverside Brookfield and lost to them 28-7. They played Wheaton St. Francis. They lost to them 56-0. They played Aurora Christian, lost to them 27-0. They played Elgin St. Edward. They beat them 35-13. They then played Aurora Central Catholic. They beat them 44-19. And they played Indianapolis Phelan Leadership Academy in Indiana, and they beat them 48-0. And then they played Norridge Ridgewood, and they beat them 19-0. So.
And they had to have that last game. They won that one last night to get in, or they wouldn't have made the playoffs. So.
Yeah, playing Riverside Brookfield, I realized the 28-7. Riverside Brookfield, a school of 1,600 students.
Yeah, and even that Norridge Ridgewood is a big school too.
Yeah.
So they've played some bigger schools like we have, so I'm sure they'll be ready when they come down. So just watching the thing at Terry's here, they showed all the teams to watch and the players to watch, and they didn't really mention the Wildcats in there. So they maybe that's not a bad thing to fly under the radar a little bit, even though we are the defending champions. Sometimes it's
not even a mention though.
Yeah,
it kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yep. But that's okay.
Yeah, well, I know they did request some highlights. I seen that. I don't know if you saw the email on Huddle. They did. The HSA did request some highlights from.
Oh, on Huddle.
Yeah, on Huddle from us for the playoff pairing show. So, I wonder if after they go through the brackets, I know sometimes they call the coaches that maybe that's to call Coach Reentz and kind of show a little bit and talk to them.
But with we talked earlier with what we've played this year, all the playoff teams we've played and the playoff points we got, I think we're well prepared for the playoff and to make a run in 2A. I think that suits us pretty good, and I think we have a pretty good shot to advance and make some noise.
Yep, I think so too.
All right.
Yeah, they're kind of lagging to go to the next.
Well, they jumped into the first two right away, and then I'm trying to see if they got to
make their
they got to make their commercial too. So yeah.
Well, no, they still don't have the links up.
There you go, Dak. Now he's
nice.
So Terry just printed out the 1A brackets for us, and I don't know if there's much more we can say in that.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that'll be kind of interesting that Lena Winslow, and if that Rockford Christian can make it through, that might be a nice matchup down the road.
Yeah.
But as we jokingly said, there's a lot of those teams we don't know nothing about.
Nothing. Seen the names, but just really don't know anything.
And when they don't show the full thing, you're like, okay, where's this school at? We're not sure where that town's at.
Yeah, and they'll do. Hopefully, they do maps this year again.
I was gonna say, well, here's the 4A. Jeff, did you want to, or 3A? Did you want to do it?
No, yeah, I'll do it. That's
right.
fine. All right, so 3A's coming up. And I know most people have this either streaming or on the TV. Either way. Okay, so number 1 seed is Princeton playing number 16 Peatone. Number 8 seed Genoa Kingston against number 9 El Paso Gridley. Number 4 seed IC Catholic against number 13 Chicago King. And number 5 seed Stillman Valley against 12 Monmouth Roseville.
That's a tough bracket.
That is a real tough bracket. And IC ended up 4th, number 4, seeded 4. That's a pretty good number 4 seed. Of course, they were 8-1. They lost last night to Sacred Heart, right? I think, right?
Who's that?
IC?
No, IC
No,
lost
they
to
beat
JCA.
They
Oh, they
lost to
beat-
JCA earlier. They beat Wheaton St. Francis
Yeah, they
last
beat
night.
Wheaton St. Francis. That's right.
And Genoa Kingston just beat Stillman Valley last night, so that's a loaded pool. Stillman was in 4A most of the year. Hope the next bracket's up.
Okay, and then here's number 2 seed Reed Custer against number 15 Chicago Carver. Number 7 seed Dupec against number 10 Catalyst Maria. Number 3 seed Seneca against 14 seed Winnebago. And number 6 seed Byron against number 11 Lyle. So Lyle's going to Byron.
Yeah.
Winnebago's going to Seneca. And Reed Custer has Chicago Carver.
Yeah, I would think that's a very nice draw for Reed Custer.
I would think so too.
I think they'll get a real good chance to rematch with Byron in the semifinals again, and I think that Seneca Winnebago
That
game
semi-
will probably be a
No,
good game.
That'd be quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, not semis. Yeah.
Okay, and then here's what I think is the first half of the bottom of the South. Number 1 Fairbury against number 16 PBL. That's Paxton Buckley Loda. Number 8 seed Hillsboro against number 9 seed Roxana. Number 4 seed Tolono Unity against number 13 Harrisburg. And number 5 Mount Carmel against number 12 Monticello. And that's Mount Carmel in the southern part of Illinois, down there on the Wabash River.
The Snake Pit.
And they are right on the Wabash River.
Been there before. Yeah, there's
Yes,
a big
we have.
there's a big berm, and there's the river right next to it.
Yeah.
We had an interesting time down
They
there.
lost.
didn't we,
Who'd they
Jeff?
lose to there, Ray? You remember? I didn't look at them today. So they lost. They went. They were 8-0 going into last night's action, and they lost last night. Okay, here's the second half of what I guess is a southern bracket for 3A. Number 2 Benton against number 15 Olympia. Number 7 St. Joe Ogden against number 10 Robinson. Number 3 Williamsville against number 14 Carlinville, and number 6 Eureka against number 11 Beardstown.
It's kind of funny seeing these 3A pairings and all the teams that we've played throughout the years.
Right.
There's probably about 10, 12 teams out of that bracket that we've played
in
before.
3A.
Yeah, in 3A.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the north part of that is really loaded, though, this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus, and I'm not saying the south isn't going to be good, but
There's some
the
good
north
first
part
round
of-
games, really,
Yeah,
it looks like. So.
like I said earlier, that Seneca Winnebago game, I think that'll be a good game. You
Yeah.
got a 5-4 team plays in a really tough conference, and Seneca's playing in a smaller. That should be a really good matchup.
Should be a good matchup, yeah.
Now there's Reed Custer's highlight showing here.
Wow, look at that field. Looks pretty good on video.
It does.
It is a nice field.
Now they're getting a lot of accolades this year. When you win every game by the running clock and score 50 points and lead the state in scoring, I mean you should get.
Yeah.
Oh,
well
yeah,
deserved.
no.
So they should show you some love, so to speak. So, and it's always good to see our local teams and our conference teams do well. So I hope they can put it together and do it.
Now they're showing Seneca, a little footage from Seneca. Boy, that field hasn't changed.
No. It's been a while since we've been over there and played, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Long time, yeah.
It's been a while. But yeah, Reed Custer is a good draw.
Mm-hmm.
They avoid the run-in with IC Catholic until the semis.
Yeah, and the way it works is that top half, that they all got to beat, the Princeton, IC Catholic, Stillman, and even Genoa Kingston, they all got to beat each other up, and it's just Reed Custer Byron should come out of there and have to play one of those. So you get that far, you never know what can happen.
Okay, Class 4A, Dennis, you're
All
up.
right, yep. All right, so we get the Class 4A bracket. Number 1, Richmond Burton will take on number 16, Ridgewood. Number 8, Urban Prep Bronzeville will take on number 9, Chicago Sullivan. Number 4, Wheaton Academy will take on number 13, Providence Catholic. Number 5, Joliet Catholic Academy will take on number 12, Phillips.
That's a pretty loaded bracket, too.
It is.
Richmond Burton's supposed to be the real deal this year. They're supposed to be really good. And naturally, Providence is always good. Catholic High is going to be good. So they played earlier this year, and it was, 3-point to a 7-point game, and it was right down to the wire. So that could be a good second-round matchup.
And Chicago Phillips isn't the Chicago Phillips they used to be.
No.
They've really fallen off.
Yep.
All right. Let's get the other side of the bracket. Number 2, Hyde Park against number 15, Johnsburg. Number 7, Rochelle against number 10, Dixon. Number 3, St. Francis against number 14, Marengo. And number 6, Evergreen Park against number 11, Noble Cromer. Did I say that right? Comer.
Yeah. Johnsburg, we were supposed to play this year. We played them last year. They snuck in at 5-4, and Wheaton St. Francis plays also Marengo. They got that real good quarterback, so if he's on the field, I think they got a shot.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the game, but Wheaton's supposed to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, even as we go higher in the even up to 4A, we played some of these teams before. All right, we got number 1 Cartersville against number 16 Geneseo, number 8 Coal City against number 9 Wood River East Alton, number 4 Rochester against number 13 Effingham, number 5 Bree Central against number 12 Mount Zion.
So sending Coal City to the south bracket. So.
Yeah.
See, so there you go.
And Geneseo to Carterville, that's a haul.
Yeah.
Carterville is way down south.
Yeah.
And my favorite name of all time is the 13 seed Effingham Flaming Hearts. So who my father was a proud 1956 graduate of.
Wow. Is this the other side? Yeah, number 2 Sacred Heart Griffin against number 15 Hall. Number 7 Richland County against number 10 Waterloo. Number 3 Macomb against number 14 Quincy Notre Dame. And number 6 Murfreesboro against number 11 Columbia. So...
Yeah.
Is that Hall? Is that Spring Valley?
Yeah. I saw they just got in yesterday.
And they co-op with somebody because they used to be a 2A, 3A school always. Now they got like 700 and some kids. So
I didn't know that. They co-op.
I can't think of the name of is it Putnam County maybe over there by them?
I
think they co-op with them.
Boy, that's a tough matchup for them first game. Holy cow.
Macomb's another team. They were ranked in 3A most of the year, and I got pushed up to 4A. And I noticed I didn't see Morris in the 4A bracket. So. No. So they got pushed up, which might not be the worst thing in the world.
No.
So just go back. I can show you guys. This is the 2A bracket, or not 2A bracket.
They got the map.
The 2A map, and it is pretty. It's cut straight in half.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely north and south for sure.
Just straight up north and south. Nobody moved over, one way or another. I mean, they easily could have took Bismarck, moved them north, and Downs south.
Because they're kind of in the Danville area that Bismarck is.
Yeah. So it's
Terry printed out the 2A brackets for us.
Yeah. This is rapid fire coming at us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Terry.
Thank you.
There you go, Dennis. And he just gave us a 3A.
Yeah, we got 2A and 3A. So that looks.
Yeah. So are they going to give us the 5A now?
Maybe they might be taking a break.
If they're taking a break, we'll take a break real quick.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go to break real quick.
And go to break, and then we'll come back and we'll review the matchups, the area matchups.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today. Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
All right, they're coming back on here, and we should be getting the 5A pairings in just a minute here. We're trying to look at the maps to see how far some of the trips are, and we're not sure they've got it quite right on the website here, so we haven't been able to figure that one out yet. So, okay, we're going to go to the 5A bracket here. Sycamore at 9-0 versus Chicago Westinghouse. Chicago Noble Bulls versus Mundelein Carmel. I'm assuming it's Chicago School Good versus Noble Pritzker. And Sterling versus St. Viator. St. Viator won an overtime game today at about 3:30 this afternoon. One of the last teams to get into the tournament. So congrats to them. And that's they changed a little bit of who was going to make it and not make it because they got in. Sycamore at 9-0. They just beat Morris last night 28-0, so they're supposed to be a pretty solid squad as well.
Yep. Yeah. And there's Sterling. So both Sterling high schools got in.
Yep.
Public school and the private. Well, they were firing these off.
There's a lot of Chicago schools in that group too. I think there's four of them. I think so. It's kind of different since they've allowed the public league to have as many schools as they want. Okay, here's the next setup: is Chicago Morgan Park versus Fenwick, Chicago Peyton versus Chicago Noble, ITW Spear, Rockford Boylan Catholic versus Hillcrest, and Glenbird South versus Nazareth Academy. Well, I kind of alluded to them earlier being a team to watch in 5A, and they got probably a pretty good draw there to, I think, make some noise and get out there at least to the quarters. But it seems like the 5A bracket's got lots of the Chicago schools in it.
Did I miss Morris? No, not yet.
No, they must went to the south side.
Yeah.
The south part of the bracket.
So yeah, all the maps on HSA are last year's.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go to the south bracket of 5A. You got Mahomet Seymour versus Ottawa, Metamora versus Jacksonville, Morris versus LaSalle Peru, and Triad versus Centralia. So Morris is the local school, and it's kind of funny because them and LaSalle Peru are in the same conference and have already played each other, and Ottawa's in that same group, and they played them as well. So you would think, you go up a class is probably not the best thing, but I think in Morris's case here, I think that probably the best thing that could have happened for them because that looks to me like a really good draw. I'm sure Mahomet's a pretty good team, but
and I'm not sure if Triad and Centralia. If Centralia wins and Morris wins, they have to go to Centralia, right? Yep.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be a little bit of a drive for them, but I'm sure they'd take it.
I can't get the
Don't print the maps. They're last year's.
Yeah, Terry.
Yep. Once you get into playoffs and once you win, you don't care who you got to play or where you got to go.
It doesn't matter.
You'd love to have games at home, but if you're still playing, that's good.
There you go, Ken.
And then the next part of the Southern bracket is going to be Highland versus Dunlop, Mascoutah versus Marion, Peoria versus Decatur MacArthur, and Kankakee versus Mount Vernon. So Kankakee, another local team, gets in. They made a nice little run last year and made it to the state championship and got beat, but back to give it a shot. And they've had a pretty solid season, and they lost a couple games, but they lost to some really good teams. They got beat by that Nazareth Academy, and they just got beat by Crete Monee, who's a 6A school. So, and they're always a very solid squad too. So
that looks like a pretty good draw for them.
I think for Morris and Kankakee both. I think there's a good possibility they could possibly meet up in the quarters of the semis, which would be nice for the area.
Yeah. Yeah, we're watching. They're showing some highlights again.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure who this is, but that's Peoria. So, anyway, if anybody's listening, I can't. How do you tell how many people are listening?
Say
on
how
here?
many are? Oh, there's
Does it?
2,300 people listening right now.
Oh, there you go, John.
I paid some bots to tune in.
You paid some bots.
Well, whoever is listening, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We're doing the best we can, and
There's one person. I think it says John.
yeah,
Right. He's waiting to pull the plug on us.
Yeah. I know. Oh wait, he did pull the plug
Right.
45 minutes ago.
We've just been talking to ourselves.
Yeah, we have been. Yeah. Yeah, in case anybody, for anybody listening, if you're looking at the maps on the IHSA website, they're last year's maps, so
I was like,
don't
wait,
even bother.
No, they must have got the pairings wrong. They have Coal City going north.
Coal City wants that.
And I'm like, wait
Who'd
a minute.
they have last year at the first round? I can't remember.
It was somebody up in the city.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going to get that next bracket, or are we going to go to commercial?
they've been doing two at a time. But
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that field.
that's a dandy. That blue.
Is that who's got the blue out west?
That's Boise State.
Boise State. Yeah. Ugh. Somebody's got a red field too.
Yeah.
Oh, we watched. Who was that we played that they played on a red field?
I don't remember.
Didn't we watch a highlight at Catbackers? Wasn't it a red field? An Indiana team somebody played?
Yeah,
They
it
could
was.
have. I don't remember seeing that one.
Pleatone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew
see,
it was-
that's why Decker's here.
Yeah, see, consultant.
Yes.
That's right.
That
He
was
knew right
brought to
away.
you by Ray Decker
Yeah.
and his.
I just remember the red
Wilmington
field.
High
Had no
School
clue who
education.
played on what, but it was hideous.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Oh well, we're at
I know,
commercial.
I know when we got to play
Oh, we are at
when we
commercial.
got to play Mount Carmel that year, they had a yellow field.
Down
We
in
played-
Mark-
yeah, that field was went all
No,
dormant.
it was yeah.
It was yellow or gold. It almost looked like it was
You
gold.
got
It
me going.
It was like
wait,
a
they didn't
zoysia,
have
a
turf then.
zoysia grass or whatever. that
Yeah,
goes
I
down
remember
there.
we walked out there. We go, what the heck is this stuff? I mean, it
That's
was as yellow as
Floodplain
could
grass
be.
is what that was down
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the with all the stuff going on in the bleachers, the monkey business. But man, the press box was something else. That
Yeah.
press box.
It's a deer stand as well, from what I
Yeah.
understand. And they're not playing.
It felt like
football.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Made out of telephone poles, and of course, what they say in the springtime, don't they get 3-4 feet of water on
Oh
that
yeah,
field?
it
or
floods.
it was in the
The
valley there,
Wabash
yeah.
floods real bad down there.
Sure. Well, I bet right now there's a bunch of coaches on the phone and
Yeah.
on
Yeah, I
the,
haven't heard anything yet. I'm supposed to get some
trying
details.
to find out their teams and where they're going to play and when they're going to play and all that good stuff.
Well, I see we got an exchange request already from Chicago Christian.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that didn't. I'm sure we've already sent one.
That sure changed a lot. It wasn't that long ago, and
Oh.
somebody'd have to take off at Saturday at 4 o'clock and
Meet you
drive
halfway.
4 hours to
Yeah.
meet them halfway to
With
drop
a
off
VHS
a film.
tape.
And
A VHS tape.
yeah, VHS tape was shot from 4 miles away. You could
Yeah.
barely see it, and it was.
Yeah.
Things have changed definitely a little bit
I
with that
remember
huddle.
getting calls from Rincy. You better. I need 2 tapes of this and that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Really?
Week 7 and 9. That's what they're asking for.
Week 7 and 9.
Right? I get the insight.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Week 7 would have been Hersher.
No, that was Lyle.
I thought Lyle was
Week 7.
Yeah.
And 9 was last night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's funny they didn't ask for Brave, but maybe they've already got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
I mean, really. I mean, with Huddle these days, everybody pretty much gets everything from everybody. Okay, here's the 6A bracket. It looks like at least one part of it. Number 1, Wakanda, playing number 16, Schurz. Number 8, Niles Notre Dame, playing number 9, Antioch. Number 4, St. Ignatius. Is that how you say
Ignatius.
that? Ignatius, playing number 13, Deerfield. And number 5, Belvedere North, playing Grays Lake Central.
Yeah, Wakanda. That's a
No.
Marvel movie. Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not real well versed on any of those
Yeah,
schools.
no,
very
none
much,
of them.
So.
No undefeated schools, though.
No, I saw that.
Not yet, anyway. There will be. And here's the other half of the same bracket on 6A, which I think is North, I would think. Prairie Ridge, number 2 seed against Crystal Lake South. Number 15 seed. Number 7, Canelan. There's a familiar name. Against number 10, Riverside Brookfield. Well, that'll be a good game. 6 and 3 teams. Number 3, Grays Lake North against number 14, Sen. And number 6, Mudson against number 11, Harlem. I think I said that right.
It's close enough.
Munson.
Yep, that's 6A school. We played in the playoffs before, so it's
Canelan.
kind of
right?
funny how to see how these schools
So-
have grown and changed over the years.
So my oldest one, Kyle, played in that game. I think he was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking today. That was when it was only 6 classes, I think.
I believe so,
Yeah.
yeah. And we were 3A, so yeah.
And then here's the other part of this. Looks like the maybe North still. Number 1, Lamont.
South.
Is south of Chicago.
Yeah.
Number 1, Lamont against number 16, Blue Island, Eisenhower. Number 8, Glenwood against number 9, Quincy. Number 4, Perspectives Leadership against number 13, Kenwood. And number 5, Bremen against number 12, Washington.
Looks like a pretty good draw for Lamont down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're boy, man, the last 4 or 5 years probably.
Yeah.
They've just been
Yeah, but they made
loading up and.
They made the championship game 1 or 2 times. If
Yeah.
not, they're in the quarters and the semis every year. So and there's the next group.
And here's the next group in 6A. Number 2, Simeon against number 15, Oak Forest. Number 7, Crete Monet against Centennial. Number 10 seed. Number 3 seed, Normal Community West against Danville. And number 6 seed, East St. Louis against number 11, Richards.
That arguably is the best team in the state. Even though they got a 7-2 record,
Yeah.
they've lost to a pretty darn good team out of Maryland and one out of Georgia. So they, other than that, they've put it to everybody else. So that's a tough draw for anybody who gets East St. Louis.
Yeah, that whole bracket probably.
And East
Yeah.
St.
Everybody's
Louis plays
cringing.
up, right? They should be
Yeah,
like a 5A
they actually
team.
should be a 5A school, but they petitioned through the state to play up to 6A.
They're the only public school to petition up.
Yes.
So that completes the 6A bracket.
Thank you.
Damn.
And while they're doing some highlights, I'm gonna
Yeah.
we'll hit this a couple times, but local games in the 2A bracket, we have number 3 Wilmington taking on number 14 Palos Heights Chicago Christian. In the 3A bracket, we have Princeton taking on Piatone. We have Braidwood Reed Custer taking on Chicago Carver. We have Seneca taking on Winnebago. We have number 6 Byron taking on Lyle that's the 3A bracket. And in the 4A bracket, we have West Chicago Wheaton Academy taking on New Lenox. We have Joliet Catholic Academy taking on Chicago Phillips. And we have number 8 Coal City taking on Wood River East Alton. That's what I have so far. And Terry just printed up the 5A bracket, so I'll go through those.
So as always, it's nice. We got a real good representation from our area. You know, the Will County, Kankakee County, Grundy County area. We have it's a pretty nice little football hub that seems to have some pretty good success every year. So it's nice to see that continues to happen.
We got number 4 Morris taking on number 13 LaSalle Peru. And number 6 Kankakee taking on number 11 Mount Vernon.
Yeah, it looks like next weekend, Friday and Saturday, I suppose, will be
Yeah.
lots of football games in the area. You won't have to drive very far to go see
No.
some high school football.
Well, not that the past will dictate what happens, but I know the last time we played Chicago Christian, we played them on a Friday night. So
Yeah.
I know that's our preferred day to play. So hopefully that'll continue with that, and we can have a nice day like we did last night again for a first-round playoff game. Boy, it's funny, them first-round games, it can be 25 degrees and snow, and it can be 80 degrees. It's kind of funny. So.
Yeah.
And each year we get a little older, I root for that 80 degrees versus that 25 stuff. I know that. Jeff,
Don't.
you want to take a break?
Yeah, we're going to take a break here. We're there on commercial, so we'll be back in here in a couple minutes and get to the 7A and 8A commercials. You're listening to the 2022 IHSA Sports Football Pairing Show.
Yes.
On the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Say it, Dennis.
On the Christian Internet Sports
He's
Network.
looking at me like I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute.
It's fine.
Okay.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com. Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com. Wilmington Pizzeria is located Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
All right, we need to go.
Okay, we're starting back up. Looks like the 7A bracket's coming out. And I'll do this one, Dennis.
All
if you
right,
want.
go ahead.
Okay, here's the 7A brackets. Number 1 seed, Chicago Mount Carmel, playing number 32 seed Buffalo Grove. Who got in as a 4 and 5 team. Number 16 seed Lincoln Park against number 17 Downers Grove North. Number 8 Collinsville against number 25 Bradley Bourbonnais. And number 9 Jacobs against number 24 Brother Rice. So that's a 9-0 playing a 4 and 5 at the top of the bracket, which is unusual.
Yeah.
You don't usually see a 4-win team in unless they win their conference.
Right.
So I think there is one 4 and 5 conference winner this year.
Yeah, right there. Buffalo. Yeah.
Okay, here's the next part of that same bracket. North 4 St. Charles North against Maine West. Number 13 Elk Grove Village against number 20 Hoffman Estates. Number 5 Prospect against number 28 Rivas. Number 12 St. Rita against number 21 Geneva.
And that's a team that's kind of funny to see that they're in 7A, and we played Geneva one year in the playoffs in 3A again. So that's
Really?
Boy, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But okay.
that would have been actually I think it was the year after Coach Southall's team went through. And that was like in the quarterfinals. We had a pretty good year that year, and we got beat. Geneva beat us that game and then lost to Herscher the next game.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's kind of funny to see him be on 7A.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the I guess the south side of the 7A bracket. Number 2 Hersey against number 31 Argo. Number 15 Guilford against number 18 Batavia. Number 7 Yorkville against number 26 Libertyville, and number 10 Moline against number 23 DeKalb. And I guess I got this wrong because they're going 1 through 32 in this.
Yeah,
Well,
one.
they
it's 7
talked
and
about
8.
they
7
talked
and
about
8,
the
they do
7
1
and 8.
through
7 and 8 they're doing 1 through
Yeah.
32. Okay.
Yeah.
Because most of the schools up there are north. There's
Right.
Edwardsville's usually a school that's in 7 or 8A, and it may be a Belleville school, but most all of them are up north. And there's another team, Yorkville. We used to be in our conference years and years ago.
Yeah.
Old Ray Decker sitting there. He used to play against him.
Okay, here's the rest of the 7A bracket. Number 3, Pekin against number 30, Plainfield Central. Plainfield's got a couple teams, at least 2 that I remember now. Number 14,
Hananiga.
There you go. Thanks, Kevin. Against number 19, Normal Community, Hananiga. Number 6, Wheaton North against number 27, Willowbrook. Number 11, Lake Zurich against number 22, Larkin. Yeah, I think that's rounds it off for the 7A class.
And not other than the Plainfield school, not too familiar with many of those schools.
No.
Okay. So there's one class left, and
You just got the one, the 8A to go. So
Yeah, just have 8A to go. It's
Yeah.
You know, it's always a fun weekend too to watch all 8 games
yeah,
go through
yeah.
and see the difference. I mean, you progressively see how much better the teams get class to class to class.
better and bigger.
Yes.
It's funny they show there's a lot more of the high school games on TV now, and you can watch them. And even, the other night I watched it was Brother Rice played Joliet Catholic. I mean, I think Joliet Catholic, every kid across the front line was 300 pounds. They're just some big kids. They don't seem to move to Wilmington though for some reason. We don't get real tall ones or real big ones, but we're tough, that's for sure. And we know how to play football, but we're not real big.
All right.
Yeah, we're just waiting for
So
that
we're
last
just waiting for the
8A.
8A to get going,
Did
and
you
we'll
ever
talk
hear-
a little bit, and then I'll try to get a hold of Coach Reitz here, and after the 8A.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll call John as well if he's available.
Yeah, we'll try to give John a call too. He should be done with his responsibilities. We're at 8:45, so
I'm not sure we want to talk to him and be critiqued on how
Yeah.
we've done tonight. So
yeah, maybe I shouldn't call him.
Well, it's probably not best for him to critique us while we're still alive.
Yeah.
True. Because then we can critique him back.
All right, we'll be back in a second. Let's take a break real quick, you guys, and we'll be back.
Okay.
In about 3 or so, well, probably about 2 minutes.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reitz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for a special look.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. Welcome back to the Christian Internet Sports Playoff Pairing Show 2022. Got Dennis Harding, Jeff Dillon, and Kevin Webb. And hopefully we came back because we thought they'd be showing the 8A bracket. And any second now. So it's always an interesting time of year. I remember in the past they used to be like live with the teams showing, but here we have the 8A bracket. And we have number 1 Lincoln Way East against number 32 Content. Sure. Number 16 Lane Tech against number 17 Nequa Valley. Number 8 Gurney Warren against number 25 Stevenson. And number 9 Huntley against number 24 Andrew. What is that? Number 32 seed. How do you?
Conant.
Conant?
Yeah, they're out of Hoffman Estates.
Okay. So Lincoln Way East.
Yeah, they're always solid every year. They're always one of the better programs in the state.
Yeah, Lincoln Way East with that number 1 seed, with that the only one in this first bracket with a 9-0 record.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that a little bit. There's not as many undefeated teams in some of these as there is in the past. I don't know if they've changed who they're playing or.
Yeah, we got number 4 South Elgin against number 29 Belleville East. Number 13 Maine South against number 20 Bolingbrook. Number 5 Glenbard West against number 28 Lockport. And number 12 Glenbrook South and number 20 Homewood Flossmoor. So a couple more local teams there.
I would think that Maine South Bolingbrook would probably be a pretty good game. Those are both pretty perennially good teams that have done well in the playoffs in the past. And Lockport's a defending state champion, so not quite the record they had last year, but once you get in the playoffs, you never know.
Everything starts over.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the second half of the 8A bracket. Number 2 York against number 31 Oswego East. Number 15 Naperville North against number 18 Marist. Number 7 Palatine against number 26 Downers Grove South. And number 10 Glenbard East against number 23 Manuka.
Hey, that's one of my alma maters.
Manuka?
No, not Manuka. Downers Grove South.
Oh, okay.
You went to Downer? I didn't know that.
For my freshman year,
Did
before
you?
we moved to Dwight. That was quite the culture shock.
That would be a little bit of a change, I would say.
Big change.
And Manuka, another team that used to be in our conference going back a few years, but I know a couple people sitting at this table played against them when we were in high school, so now they're in 8A.
All right, we got number 3 Plainfield North against number 30 Rich Township. Number 14 Lions against number 19 Naperville Central. Number 6 Loyola Academy against number 27 Plainfield South. And number 11 O'Fallon against number 22 Edwardsville. So
Edwardsville's about the only southern team in all those 8A schools that I've seen. Oh, O'Fallon was in there too. That's right. And they're both in the same conference, so. And they play each other, and after that, they're going to have a lot of traveling to do.
Are there 3 Plainfield schools?
Yeah, that's
There's
the third
actually,
one.
yeah.
There's more than that, but that's the third one that we've seen. So Plainfield gets 3 schools then.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Really good. So, exciting. Were we able to get anywhere with the coach?
No, not. You know what? I'm going to hand this over to you guys, and let me try to get a hold of Coach Reentz. It might take me a few
All right,
minutes
that's
here.
fine. I'm sure Kevin and I could talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to hand this over to Deck, I don't know. Deck, you got anything to say? No.
So anything
I
tonight?
take that as a no.
Anything from the oh, well, I got a time already.
You got a time?
Yeah, Mr. Goff just texted me.
Oh yeah.
So we have Saturday at 6:00 versus Chicago Christian. So Saturday 6:00.
So that sounded like Chicago Christian wanted to play Saturday, and Reentz said, Coach Reentz said 6:00 then, and I must have said okay.
Yeah,
that's great.
So there you go, Saturday at 6. And Dan Breimer, if you can find out from your contacts anything about Braidwood, maybe.
Braidwood, Coal City.
Coal City, even. I don't know if he's got any contacts in Coal City. Of course, we got Mike. Mike won't know till Monday.
Yeah.
But so there you go. So Wilmington hosting Chicago Christian 6:00 Saturday.
Well, that means John will be back because he did say if
He
he
will
wasn't
be
going to
back
be
for that
back
game.
on Friday that we would
And
be.
he's probably jumping for joy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. letting us try to figure it out. But yeah, 6 o'clock. That's a good time.
Yeah. And it's getting darker a little bit each, so it'll be pretty close to dark that time, so we can get our good show going with the fireworks and the lights and the motorcycles and all that good stuff. And I don't know if a lot of the people that were on here got to see that. I was talking to Brian Goff, our athletic director, and he said that the IHSA was starting to do a thing where they're going to feature different schools and what their pregame stuff was before. And they said they contacted us that we want you guys to be the first team that we do this on. Yeah. So they had a thing on the IHSA. It showed about 4 or 5 different videos of us coming out of the woods, and it just, everybody just loves our entrance. And teams that come up here one time and play, they go, that's just the coolest thing ever. And I know a lot of schools in the area have tried to duplicate what we're doing, so it's pretty neat to see that on.
I know one thing everybody misses is that cannon. Everyone misses the cannon.
I know I do. I'm glad I got to pull the.
I have the video.
That's
of
right.
It. I got the video
couple
of you
times,
pulling the string. Yeah.
And then somebody yelling at me.
Yeah. Yes. There was a couple people with dogs around the field. Weren't too excited about the cannon.
Who was the team who was the last team we had the cannon for? Was it Herscher? No.
I don't know.
Boy, were they not? They were not happy at all.
Well, I think we shot it right at them too.
That's whatever. Going back and looking at Wilmington and Chicago Christian, if Wilmington does get a win, or whoever wins that particular game, will have the winner of Downs Tri-Valley and Clifton Central. And if Wilmington does get a win, and Downs Tri-Valley wins, then they would come to us.
Correct.
And if Clifton wins, we would go down there to Clifton.
Yeah. So some familiar. It's kind of funny in that whole bracket as teams we've played before.
Right.
Clifton has been quite a few years, but we're very familiar with them as they are with us. So
yeah.
And Tri-Valley we just played last year and beaten the semifinals to make it to state. So if we get the chance at them again, I'm sure they'll be fired up to.
Yeah.
Come at us.
We've had a couple with Clifton, especially. We've had 2. We've had some really good playoff games. With them.
I remember one.
One here and one there.
When we were there in the rain, we were losing halftime and came back to.
Yeah, that was Eric's senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if just real briefly, if anybody's wondering, the way this works is the higher seed to start the brackets, the higher seed hosts, and then after that, it's the seed with the least amount of home games would host. And if both teams have the same amount of home games, then it's the higher seed again that hosts.
So if the higher seed wins all the way through, then if you're the 1 seed, you would always have a home game, and if you're the 3 seed, you would have a home game until you meet the 2 team. So it's kind of a reward for having a good season. So that's kind of how they balance it out. But so hopefully, like I said, I mean, until you get on the field and play them, you don't know for sure. But it looks like it's a pretty decent draw for us, and we have the opportunity again. We are the defending champs, so we got a little bit of a target on our back, and
a little bit.
We'll have to go out there and do what we know how to do. Play smash mouth Wildcat football and see how it ends up in the end.
And looking at Braidwood's, where they're at, where are they? There they are. They're playing. They have Chicago Carver. They're hosting Chicago Carver. And the winner of that game plays Pecatonica Dupec Co-op and Chicago Catalyst. So if Braidwood wins that game and Dupec Co-op wins, then Braidwood would be home again the second game.
Yeah.
If Chicago Catalyst wins, then Braidwood would be up there wherever they play. I'm not sure where they play, if they share a field up there. I know some of those Chicago teams share 1 or 2 of those fields up there.
Yeah. But I would, like we just said with Wilmington, looking at Reed Custer, I think they got a very, very favorable draw with how good the 3A bracket is, especially up north. I mean, eventually they're going to have to play the Byrons and possibly IC or Princeton, but usually the public league schools aren't quite as skilled as the teams down here, and so that's kind of they should have a good chance to win that one, and then probably have a really good chance to make it to the quarterfinals. And once you get there, you never know what can happen.
And looking at Coal City's draw, they're hosting Wood River, East Alton, And the winner of that game, if whoever wins that game, gets the winner of Rochester and Effingham. How you like that one?
Yeah. That's not a really nice reward for winning a game, I don't think.
No.
Probably having to get Rochester. So, but
yeah, and if Coal City would win that game, then they would have to go to Rochester.
Yeah.
Rochester's the number 4 seed in that side of the bracket. Yeah, that's not. That doesn't look like it. But you never know. Like you said, you never know. You got to play the games.
Yeah,
That's why. That's why you play them.
We were talking when we were off the air. You get into you get into playoff football, and could be the last week of October, first week of November. You can get 35-degree weather. You got blowing snow and wind. If a team throws the ball all the time, things can happen. You fumble a little bit, and
Yep.
so that's what makes it fun. You got to play the games. They don't get played on paper.
That's right. I remember a particular game downstate. We played Stillman Valley.
A little bit
in the ice bowl or blizzard or whatever it was.
Yep. That was miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how else you can say it.
Not for me so much, but for
were you
guys.
Were you in the press box?
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
had
son
some good hot chocolate, and they had some good stuff up there.
My son was young enough that time. He was the ball boy, and he said it was almost impossible to run out on the field and not fall down just to get the ball. He goes, I don't know how these kids are running in this stuff. It was.
Yeah.
So like I said, sometimes that's a good thing about maybe not being a throwing team is you get into that weather and you can just hand it off and you got a good shot. So.
Yeah. Although Stillman Valley did okay.
Yeah.
Passing the ball a little bit on us. Looking at 5A and Morris, they're playing. They're hosting number 13 LaSalle. Morris is a 4 seed, and the winner of that game gets the winner of Troy Triad, who's the number 5 seed, and Centralia, who's the number 12 seed.
Yep.
So if Morris wins, they would either be home against Triad or be on the road against Centralia.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a road trip for them.
A little bit, but again,
not too bad.
Like the other teams, I think that's a pretty good draw for Morris. You know, going number 1, moving up to 5A wasn't the worst thing in the world for them, and then they got a nice little draw out of that. So they don't, where Coal City might have to run into Rochester, Coal City's got a ways before they're going to have to run into somebody that's considered one of the more of the elite teams in their division.
And then even up in 8A, Minooka's in 8A. So there you go, Minooka in 8A. They're at Glenbard East, I should say. And they play the winner of Palatine and Downers Grove South. And that's that, of course, the 8A and the 7A, as we said earlier, are seeded 1 through 32.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. That's the that's the 2022 IHSA football pairings.
One quick thing. So they were showing a little bit about the road to get to the playoffs, and they showed the 4 and 5 team had 51 or 52 playoff points. Do you remember years back where if you were 5 and 4, if you were 5, you did whatever you did. Just back into the. No.
Plug it back in.
Plug it back in.
Hold on a second.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, we're getting a little feedback in the headphones. Hopefully it wasn't bad. But
You
anyway,
guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna call Rincy.
Okay.
But anyway, you had to be if you were 6 and 3, to even make it in the playoffs. 5 and 4, you weren't even.
Yeah, there was
close.
a lot there. Yeah, there for a while, 5 and 4 didn't make it, and then it was some of the 5 and 4, and now every team that was 5 and 4 this year plus 1, 4 and 5. And again, I think that's going to be the trend moving forward. I think you're going to see more and more of that 4 and 5, 5 and 4 teams, and if we keep losing teams to the 8-man football, we might even be looking at Indiana where everybody makes the playoffs and because we're probably down.
And we start 2 weeks earlier. You only play 7 games and not 9.
Because I think from like 5 years or maybe let's go to our state championship team in 2014. I think there was over 550 teams and now it's down like to 510.
Wow.
So we've lost 40 teams out of that, and I think there'll be more teams this year. So I think we'll be down under 500 teams here, not too far distant future. Yeah. So.
And of course, the IHSA is gonna look at sanctioning 8-man football because they wanna.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, with all the teams they had doing forfeits and stuff this year, it's gonna make it real tough. So.
Right. All right. I think we have the coach on. Let's get it hooked up. Hopefully, you don't get too much.
Hopefully,
feedback.
I can make this work.
Yeah.
Did you mute that mic or no? All right, Coach, you there? Maybe. Hello? No.
No, hold on a
Just
second.
barely.
Did you turn it down? How about now? Are you there now? Hold on 1 second. We're just having some. Oh, you need to turn the speaker off. That's why.
Okay. Try it again there, Coach.
You guys hear me?
Yes. Now
You
we
guys
can.
good?
Yeah, we're turning you down.
Okay,
Here.
there you go.
Well, first off, congratulations.
Yeah. Are we going right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're live.
we're live.
Oh
right
yeah,
now, yeah.
guys, appreciate it. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, one thing. I mean, this thing gets flying and we get going real quick. With phone calls and stuff. But first thing is boy, we really appreciate first off having me on and a little bit to be said about 26 years in a row being busy on a night like tonight. And credit to our team this year. We had some ups and downs. I think our team's gotten better as the year's gone on, particularly after that Reed Custer loss. And so real happy to be 8-1 right now and looking at the playoffs right now.
So you ended up drawing Chicago Christian. Did you have a kind of an idea before this that you might get them?
There were, Dennis, they were one of a couple teams that we thought we could play. They come from a private school league that you play the Wheaton St. Francis's and those guys, and those guys are just really good. Then they also play the Aurora Christians and things along those lines. And so they got a solid program. I don't know if you guys remember, we played them back, I'm pretty sure, in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were a first round team back then. But hey, we haven't played them in a while. It's a new school for us to play. That's what the playoffs are all about, to play somebody new and to come across them and see how we do against them. And but we'll start doing our homework tonight and start getting to work on that and see what we're dealing with. But it's the playoffs. They're all good. You got to make sure you're doing your work on your end. But again, hey, we're playing somebody new, and I think that's what the playoffs are all about.
Yeah, that's always exciting, Coach. When you get to play a different team, that's one of the nice things about the playoffs. You never know who you're going to play, and it makes it a little bit different for you guys, I'm sure, preparing for them because you don't know a lot about them, trying to figure out what they've got going on.
No, it is, and and so we get to, that's the neat part here is we get to, see people from different parts of the state. Now they're not too far from us for 45 minutes. And then I don't know if you guys know yet, but it looks like it's going to be Saturday night at 6 is the game time.
Yeah.
And so, we were able to set that up. Coach Goff did a good job with that, and we'll go from there. And, we're set. Now it's time for us, like I said, to get to work and to get the X's and O's down and get our kids ready.
Did we come out of the game okay last night, injury-wise and stuff? We're all good to go?
You know what? We did. And, we're as healthy as we've been all year. And, beyond JT Mandek, that was a tough thing with his back. But everybody else is good to go. Juster came back this past week. He had a good game last night. You guys saw that receiving and also playing defensive back. And James is still back to one full bore. So we had a little scare last night with Rampa. I don't know if you guys remember, he kind of went down the end zone there in the run. And it ends up he was okay. So
he was kind of writhing around a little bit. I was a little bit worried there for a couple of minutes.
He was.
So.
Yeah, he's got. I think it scared him more than anything, but he was able to keep going. Obviously we're happy that he was able to do that because Petey's a big part of what we do offensively and stuff, and he's playing real well right now.
They're pointing at me, Coach. I'm not sure what to ask. I guess outside of 2A, looking at Braidwood and Coal City, any thoughts there as far as those guys go?
I didn't see. When that came up on the TV, I was on the phone with some radio guys. But did Coal City go south?
Yes.
Okay, are they hosting?
Yeah,
yes.
They play Wood River East Alton.
Okay, but they're hosting that game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge then.
Yeah.
Good for them that they're able to host.
Yeah.
And have them coming up for them to be 6-3. Those guys battled through a great season. I mean, that was they had a great schedule, and so they're battle tested, ready to go. And I'm sure they're looking forward to hosting the playoff game. And good luck to them. And then Braidwood's had an outstanding year. I think they got a good draw. I mean, that 3A North, as we all know on 3A North, That's never going to be an easy road whatsoever.
No, that's for sure.
But I think they definitely, they can look at, all coaches say the same thing. It's all about week one.
Yeah.
But I think they can look at that and I think they can do some good things there in the 3A North. I think their seed was pretty good.
Yeah, and it'd always be good to see, the ICE conference, have some wins and get a few teams into the second, even to the third round. That makes it a little more exciting for area football. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that you look at the first couple rounds is how are the conference schools doing, and then you can kind of see, okay, well, like last year, obviously we were doing well in 2A, but then you're also following, Braywood, who was getting to the quarters and had a great game with Byron there in the quarterfinals. Well, that shows that they were one of the best teams in 3, and then, we go through the conference and I still say our conference and our schedule this year has helped us out a ton. I hope, I hope that's going to bode well for us in the playoffs. Chicago Christian, they got a great league there too, though.
Sure.
And so it'll be a good battle here Saturday night. And but by us playing Marengo, then you played Lyle, who's a playoff team. You play them twice. You play the Kohlers. You play Piatone, who's in the playoffs and stuff. And I think our kids are well prepared here. So, but we'll find out Saturday exactly where we're at.
No, sounds good.
That's it. All right. Well,
you guys
thanks.
good?
Yeah,
we
thanks.
appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a great time of the year. It's playoff time, and it's Wilmington football. So, I mean, that's what goes together, and hopefully we can get ready for a great Saturday night.
All right. We'll see you Wednesday night.
Thanks, Coach.
Sounds good, guys.
Coach.
Talk to you then.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. You got it.
All right. Well, it started out a little rough, but we got him in there.
Yeah, we got him in there. John's too busy, he said.
John's too busy.
His cell phone reception is not the greatest. So
Okay.
I advised him on the time, and he was happy. And
But, it's funny, listening to Coach Reach, 26 years in the playoffs, and just the excitement of him on the phone, you can just tell he is ready to go. This is, the regular season gets through, but you really play it to get to here. It's like there's 2 seasons. You play the regular season, and winning the conference is a big deal. But then you go to the second season, and you can just tell he's fired up and ready to go. So that's
26 years. I mean,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't say there's too many teams. I would say probably less than 10 in the entire state, if not less than that have ever done that 26 years in a row. And had the successes we've had, 2 state championships, a second place, a couple semifinals, numerous quarterfinals. So, I mean, he's had quite an illustrious career here. And
some great games along the way.
And we'd love to see Coach Reams do it for about 15 more years. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
50 more years?
15.
50?
I'm not going to get greedy, Dennis. 15 will be fine. So I'm sure him and his wife are probably sitting there going, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But always wishful thinking, right, guys?
If Webb said it, we're going
there
to
you
have
go,
to do it.
All right. Well, I think that you guys got anything else?
No, I think I'm looking forward to the playoffs and to get going here, and I'm very hopeful for the Wildcats. And hopefully they make it all the way and can bring home another state championship.
We appreciate all the people that hung out with us and listened to us mumble through that. We had a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully we
this is always
got you a little bit of knowledge on the teams. But like Dennis said, it's an exciting time of the year. If you like high school football, and it doesn't get much better than this. This is the time of the year you really get excited, and hopefully, we play on a Saturday. You might, hey, you know what? Let's go watch this game play on a Friday, go see some different teams. That's kind of a fun thing to do as well.
It is, yeah, absolutely. And there's going to be plenty in the area.
Sure, yep. Yeah, we probably got 10 teams within probably a 25-mile radius.
Get a Friday night game, get a Saturday afternoon game, and then a Saturday night game.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us on.
Thanks, Doug, for being here. Terry, thanks for letting us
use
the Terry went into the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, no, he didn't.
But again, a big shout out to Terry Anderson for using our makeshift recording studio here / tool barn / shed / whatever you want to call it. So
thank you, Jeff, for setting everything up and plugging it in kind of correctly.
Yeah.
Hey, it could have been a lot worse.
If
that's all I got to say.
If you could see a picture of this on your phone, it's kind of a mess with all the wires. I'm surprised
spaghetti.
We haven't got electrocuted here, but I think we made it through unscathed, so that's good to hear.
We had a couple little bumps, but
not too bad.
All in all, not too bad. Hey, John showed me this in about 30 seconds last night. John, thank you very much.
Yes.
Actually, it wasn't
Oh,
bad.
how to use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the software's a little bit.
And I told you, I said take pictures and notes. You're like, I'll take pictures.
Yeah, I'm going to take notes, yeah.
But again,
anyway.
thanks everybody for listening to us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. And,
6 o'clock Saturday night.
6 o'clock next Saturday night.
Becker
Next-
Field, Marine
Right.
Stadium.
Yep.
Next Wednesday nights, 7 o'clock Catbackers. Catbackers will be going as long as the team's playing, and then 1 week after that.
Yep,
Yeah.
1 week after that.
We'll do a
So hopefully we'll have
season
cat
finale.
backers in December. That's
Right,
what we
the-
always
we
root
have
for.
it
That's what we
week
root
after
for.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
If you have Catbackers the week after Thanksgiving, it's a great
Yeah,
season.
you're
Yeah.
darn right. That's a good year.
So for everybody here and for John Chappell, who's away on a volleyball chaperoning trip, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll see everybody next week.
Let's go Wildcats.
Let's go
Go
Cats.
Cats.